All right, I think we are all set. So, welcome to Gentle Flow to Nidra. My name is Jess. This class is brought to you by Elevate Yoga in Denver, Colorado. And sometimes my mic is a little finicky, so if it is, I've got my eye on the screen, so just turn your camera on and wave at me if you can't hear me for some reason. We're all going to start in a comfortable position. I'm going to start in child's pose. If you feel comfortable in child's pose, go ahead and start in that. If that's not very restful to you, then you can just find a comfortable seat and that'll work just fine too. But if you're going to find child's pose, go ahead and send the hips back towards the heels. You can either have knees together or knees wide. Start to reach the hands out towards the front of your mat. And just allow the forehead to sink down, resting on the earth. If you find that your forehead isn't quite meeting the earth, maybe grab a block or blanket or a pillow, something to lift up and bring the earth a little closer to your forehead. And we're all just going to take a nice big inhale through the nose, nice and slow, the biggest inhale you've taken today. And with an open mouth, sigh it out. And just release. Go ahead and seal the lips, and we'll just start to land in our body on the mat. We spend most of our day floating around in our heads, kind of flitting from one activity to the next, like a hummingbird. And I want you to just get still and notice what it feels like to be in your body. Feel what's happening in your body. Feel if it's tight, if it's comfortable. Notice if it feels anxious or relaxed. Start to notice the sounds around you. Notice if these sounds are bringing up any emotions. Maybe the sounds are comforting. Maybe the lack of sound is creating some anxiety. And then whatever it is you're feeling, try to just hold that at bay without judgment. And just take a big inhale into the belly, expanding the belly, up into the chest, expanding the heart space. And exhale slowly out the nose like you're letting air out of a balloon. Take a couple mindful breaths right here. See if you can take 3 full inhales and 3 full exhales, just not allowing the mind to float away. See if you can keep your attention on what it feels like to inhale and to exhale 3 times. Beautiful. Now, if your forehead is down on the mat or a pillow, just start to rock the head a little bit side to side, sort of massaging the forehead, massaging that third eye center. Just a couple times back and forth, waking up the neck a little bit. Good. And with your next inhale, you're slowly going to start to press yourself up,
We're all going to find ourselves in a tabletop pose, so on all fours. Now we want to spread the hands really nice and wide and really press into the earth. Try to press into all of the knuckles like you're trying to push the earth away from you. Good, so you're kind of active through the shoulders here. Hands are underneath shoulders. Go ahead and check in with your knees. You want your knees to be underneath your hips. Good. We're just going to roll straight into cat-cow. So start to flare the hips back, drop the belly. So you've got this big, nice sway in the back. And then press the heart between the biceps, right? So the shoulder blades are squeezing together. You're opening along the front side. And as you exhale, tuck the pelvis and sort of feel this wave go up the spine as you drop the head and the neck, looking back at your belly button and really pressing the earth away, arching up through the shoulders. Good. Cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly, open the front body. Cow. And as you exhale, that wave rides up the spine, tucking the pelvis, pressing the earth away through the knees, through the hands. Cat. And the wave goes the opposite direction, dropping the belly. Shoulder blades come together, heart presses between the biceps. Good. Just move with your own breath. 2 more rounds. Breathing through the nose. Good. After your second round, just find a flat back in tabletop pose. Now we're going to try something here, and you've got 2 different options, and you'll understand here in just a second, but I want you to try to keep your feet, the tops of your feet flat. Now, if once we start to do this, you're like, that really hurts, I don't want to do that, no problem. Come back down and you can curl the toes under as your other option. So, but let's start to try with the feet flat. So spread the palms nice and wide. Start to pull the belly in towards the spine. So it's almost like your hip points and the low ribs come together. So you're sort of tucking the pelvis just a little bit, kind of hugging in that middle torso. And start to press the earth away and press into the tops of the feet. So you're in a floating table. Good. So the knees will come up off the ground about an inch or so. And really, really press through the hands. So you're almost doming up in the back. Good. And we're just going to hold here for a couple of breaths. Just try to create a little bit of heat. Good. With your next exhale, go ahead and release slowly back down. Good. Let's sit back on our heels. Bring the shoulders over the hips. And then you're going to grab onto your wrist with your right thumb and middle finger. And just give it a good squeeze. Good. And now we'll do the same thing with the other hand. So grab your left wrist with your right thumb and middle finger. And give it a nice good squeeze. Good. Twirl, or you can release and twirl the wrists around. Good. We'll come back. Tabletop pose. This time, let's curl the toes under. We're going to find that lifted table again. So start to engage through the core, press through the shoulders, and then slowly lift the knees. Good. And as you press the earth away, you'll feel the shoulders spread wide across the back. You want to keep that nice wide spread. We're going to find our down dog. So start to press the heart towards the thighs, any amount. Good. You can keep a nice bend in the knees. Allow the spine to be long. Try to press into those first knuckles in the hands. So you're taking a little pressure out of the wrist. Good. Once the spine's nice and long, maybe lift the hips up towards the sky and then just allow the heels to fall any amount. Good. This doesn't have to be any kind of perfect shape or perfect pose. You just want it to feel good. So maybe you move a little bit in down dog, start to
bend one knee, straighten the other, walking out the dog. You can kind of sway back and forth, feel your way into a pose that fits what you need. Good. Take a couple of breaths. And once you've found a good space in your down dog, see if you can just find a little bit of stillness. Good. With an inhale, we're going to roll into plank. So almost like you're lifting up, come up onto the tippy toes, like you're going to come forward of your hands and then lower the bottom down. You might have to scoot the feet back a little bit. Just depends. I do. Good. Now reach through the crown of the head, pull the belly button in, reach through the heels. Good. And then exhale, come back, down dog. Good. This time, as you inhale, start to pull the weight into your left foot and gently slide the right leg up. Good. Now, as you exhale, pull that knee in towards the nose. You're going to roll the shoulders forward over the wrist. So now you're in a plank, but you're pulling that right knee in. Good. And then exhale, just press it back. So it goes right back up. Beautiful. One more time with a little something added on. So pull that right knee in, come forward into plank, and then we're just going to see if you can step that right foot through. So we've made our way into a lunge. Now, if stepping that right foot just didn't happen like that, no biggie. Drop down to your knee. You can bring that right foot up with your right hand. And then go ahead and re-engage that back leg. Come up onto the fingertips. Good. So we're in a lunge. Back leg is lifted if it can be. If not, you can be down on the back knee. We're going to get there eventually anyway. If you can, stay lifted for a breath or so. Good. Then exhale, come down onto that back knee. You can uncurl the toes. Good. Hands are on either side of the foot. Trying to get a little bit of height through the heart. So maybe walk the hands back under the shoulders, come up onto the fingertips. Beautiful. Big inhale here. And now we're going to start to lift out of the lunge a little bit. So we're going to come up. So the hips will come back a little bit more over the left knee. Come out of the lunge a little bit. You sit up. Good. Bring the hands up and over the head. Now think about pulling that right hip back. You're trying to square the hips forward, right? So the right hip will come back slightly, left hip will come forward slightly. It's a really small movement, nothing big. Like you're trying to scissor your inner thighs together. So you're really starting to engage through the legs, press through that front foot. Good. Exhale, bring your hands for your heart center. Good. Now inhale, go ahead and lean forward. And then we're going to twist and see if we can lock that left elbow on the outside of the right knee, or just right there on the right thigh. Beautiful. Press into the palms. Good. Like you're trying to see if you can get your thumbs to be in line with your heart. Now, that may not actually be possible, but that's energetically where you're pushing the body. I shouldn't say pushing. You're not really pushing, but energetically moving that way. Good. Take a big inhale here. Feel that inhale go into that left hip. Good. Exhale, we're going to release the hands down. We're going to frame the right foot. Now bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot. You'll walk that right foot to the right just a little bit, creating a little bit more space. So that right foot will kind of scooch over towards the right edge of the mat. Good. So now we're just here in a dragon pose. And this might feel like a lot. Feels like a lot to me. Just to be right here. I haven't done this in a while. So I feel pretty tight along that front left quad. But if this feels really open for you and you want some more, you can walk down and maybe come down onto your forearms. But wherever you're at, whether you're on your hands,
Maybe you're on your fingertips even if you need a little bit more space between you and the earth. Maybe you're down on your forearms. Maybe close down your eyes. Take a nice big inhale. Let's go ahead and start to curl the back toes under. Then I want you to press through the hands and lift the back leg. You know, if you're on your forearms and you want to try to lift the back leg, go ahead and give that a shot. Play with that. Wherever you're at, see if you can lift that back leg. Reach through the back heel. Take one more inhale. And as we exhale, we're just going to step that right foot back to meet the left. So now we found ourselves back in plank. Good. With an exhale, we're just going to press up, find our downward dog. Spread the palms nice and wide. Fingers try to run away from one another, right? There's a lot of space between the fingers. We're really pressing into all of the knuckles in our hands. With your next inhale, you're gently going to slide that left foot up. Three-limb dog. Good. Now, as you exhale, start to pull the left knee in towards the nose and roll forward so the shoulders come over or a little past the wrist. Good. Plank. And then exhale, press right back up. Three-limb dog. Good. With your next exhale, start to pull the knee in towards the nose, roll into plank. We're going to see if we can step that left foot through. If that doesn't happen, like I said, bring that back knee down, shimmy that left foot up. Once you get it there, go ahead and see if you can re-engage that back leg. So you're up on the back toes. You don't have to engage the back leg if that's just screaming at you and you don't want to do it. That's fine. Back knee can stay down. But if it calls to you, see if you can play with that. Come onto the fingertips. Try to find some height in the heart. Big inhale. And as you exhale, go ahead and drop down to the back knee. You can uncurl the toes if you'd like, or if your balance feels better, you can keep them curled. We'll take a breath right here. Low lunge. And with an inhale, we're going to start to come up out of the lunge a little bit. So the hips come a little bit, they come up more over that right knee. Bring the arms up overhead. Beautiful. Breathing here. Now we're going to activate those inner thighs like we're scissoring the thighs together without moving the legs. See if you can cut that left hip back a little bit. Right hip will sort of pull forward. Left hip pulls back. Inner thighs are squeezing together. Good. Exhale. Let's let the hands come through heart center. Inhale. Go ahead and lean forward so you'll come back into the lunge a little more. Good. And then you're going to twist to the left. Right elbow comes to left knee. Good. And then press into the palms, finding whatever level of twist feels good to you this evening. Take a nice big inhale through the nose. Let it out slow, like you're letting air out of a balloon. With your next exhale, whenever that is, go ahead and release the twist. Bring the hands down to the mat. And then you're going to bring that left hand to the inside of the left foot. And you might walk the left foot out to the left an inch or two. Good. We're in dragon pose on the opposite side. So again, if this feels like too much, you can always, if you have blocks or books, come up, or you can come up onto your fingertips, get a little distance away from the earth. If you want more, you just walk your hands forward, eventually maybe coming down onto the forearms. Take a couple of breaths right here. Now, wherever you're at, if you want, You can start to play with curling the back toes under and press through the back heel, lifting up through the back leg. Take a breath here, leg lifted. And with an exhale, send the left foot back to meet the right. Back into plank. We're just going to slip back into down dog. You're going to get a rest in just a second. Hips come high. Good. And then exhale, release down to the knees. Send the hips back towards the heels. Find a child's pose. Or if there's some other pose that feels restful, come into that, even if that's just sitting. If you're in child's pose, see if you can feel the back body expand with your inhale. Try to create space with the breath. Now with your next inhale, you're going to come forward, back into table. Good. Now from table, just come down onto the forearm. So check in with your forearms. You want to be able to kind of grab either elbow with your hands. So that's the distance, right? You don't want to be spread out too wide. You don't want to be together too much. Kind of just that distance where you can touch your elbows with your hands. Then the hands are going to come straight out in front. Elbows are more or less under the shoulders. They might be a little ahead of the shoulders. Good. And then you're just going to kick your feet back. We're going to be in a forearm plank, and we won't be here long. So just press like you're trying to arch up through the back of the heart, press through the heels, look down at the earth so the neck's an extension of the spine. Pull the belly in, right? Good. Take a big inhale. And then keep the arms where they are. Slowly try to exhale and lower the belly down. Good. We'll find ourselves in a Sphinx pose. So again, the feet are reaching long back behind us. Shoulders are over elbows. Hands are straight out in front. Palms flat to the earth. And notice if you're sort of sinking in through the shoulders and press the earth away and grow tall. Good. Now press into the tops of the feet. Look slightly down. Kind of want along back of the neck. Good. Now we'll look up. And with an exhale, draw a line with your nose. Look over the right shoulder. Keep pressing through the forearms. Good. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, draw a line with the nose and look over the left shoulder. Inhale, look forward. And as you exhale, let the elbows come wide. The hands can stack on top of one another and just let the forehead rest on top of the hands. And let all of your efforts go. Feel yourself sort of melt and release. Send a signal to all your muscles to let go, stand down. Big inhale into the belly. As you inhale into the low belly, notice how it creates space in the low back. And exhale, let it out. Take one more full inhale right here. And full exhale.
we're all going to slowly make our way onto our backs. So you'll just flip over,
taking your time. Good. And once you've made your way onto your back, go ahead and pull the knees in towards the belly. Good. And maybe rock a little side to side, massaging that low back. And you can place the hands on the knees and then push the knees away and twirl them in a circle. Good. Just massaging the back in a different way. And then if you're making those circles, go ahead and switch the direction. Make some circles in the other direction. Bring the arms wide. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, just let the knees fall to the left. And then if it feels okay on your neck, let the head fall to the right. Try to keep your right shoulder blade grounded. Breathe into the belly. With your next inhale, slowly but surely bring the knees right back up through center. And then as you slowly exhale, just let the knees fall to the right. And if your neck feels good, let the neck fall to the head fall to the left. Gazing over the left shoulder. Let's close down the eyes. Big inhale all the way down to the bottom of the torso, expanding through the rib cage. Long, slow exhale. Inhale. Legs come back up through center. Go ahead and wrap your hands around the left shin and let your right leg go long. So you're just sort of pulling that left leg in towards the chest. Right leg is heavy, flat, long on the mat. Good. And then slowly let that left leg start to slide over to the left so that the knee is almost pulling into the left armpit. Try to keep that right hip grounded. If it feels good, you can even sort of open and push the knee back in, working in that left hip. With your next inhale, go ahead and pull the knee back towards the chest. Pull the right leg back in. Extend the left leg long. Left leg is heavy, flat, long on the mat. Just pull the left knee in towards your chest, any amount. Try to keep the back and the shoulders grounded. And slowly that right knee will start to slide over to the right. So you're pulling that right knee in towards the right armpit. Kind of opening the hip up to the right. Again, if you want, you can sort of open the arm and then close the arm, kind of playing with a little movement in that right hip. Inhale, go ahead and start to swing that right knee back in towards the chest. And then reach the right foot high up towards the sky. And as you exhale, slowly lower that right leg down to meet the left. And we'll find ourselves in Shavasana. From here, we're going to start to transition into the Yoga Nidra portion of class. So you can feel free to stay right here in Shavasana. We'll be here for about 30 minutes. I typically think it's a great idea to grab a blanket to throw over the body. You're going to cool down quite a bit as I guide you through Yoga Nidra. But if you want to grab a pillow to throw underneath your knees, if your low back feels a little crunchy, you can also grab a pillow or a blanket to roll up under the neck. You can also do all of those things all at once. You can light candles, turn down the lights, just set up a nice space for you to relax on your mat. So as you get ready for your Yoga Nidra, you'll make sure to lie down in Shavasana and try to make yourself as comfortable as possible. You'll keep your feet apart and let them flop open a little sideways. Arms are slightly away from the body with the palms of your hands turned upwards. Adjust your blanket, your clothes in position so that you can practice Yoga Nidra without moving and with no physical discomfort. Please close your eyes and keep them closed. The practice of Yoga Nidra is the act of hearing and the act of feeling. These are the only important factors. In Yoga Nidra, you function on the level of awareness, plus the level of listening. In dreams, you have no control, but in Yoga Nidra, you are the creator of the dream. Say to yourself mentally, I will not sleep. I will only listen to the voice. Repeat to yourself, I will not sleep. Give yourself some time to become calm and steady. Take a deep breath, and as you breathe in, feel calmness spreading throughout the body. As you breathe out, say to yourself mentally, relax. Begin to become aware of sounds in the distance. Try to hone in on the most distant sounds that you can hear. Let your sense of hearing operate like a radar beam, searching out distant sounds and following them for a few seconds. Move your attention from sound to sound without attempting to identify the source. Gradually bring your attention to closer sounds, to sounds inside your room. Now develop an awareness of the room that you're in. Without opening your eyes, visualize the four walls, the ceiling, the floor, and your body lying on the floor. See your body lying on the floor. Become aware of the existence of your physical body and the floor. Have this total awareness of your body lying in perfect stillness. Your body is lying on the floor, and develop your awareness of all the physical meeting points between your body and the floor. Become aware of the natural breath. Become aware of the deep, natural, and spontaneous breath. Don't try to concentrate, for this will interfere with the natural process. Just keep listening to me and know that you are breathing. We'll now begin the rotation of consciousness through the different centers of the body. As quickly as possible, the awareness has to jump from point to point. Please repeat mentally the name of each part after me, and simultaneously become aware of that part. The practice always begins with the right hand. The right hand thumb, the second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the right hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, right thigh, knee, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole of the right foot, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, left thigh, knee, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole of the left foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right shoulder, left shoulder, right glute, left glute, the spine, the whole back together, the top of the head, forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, the center of the eyebrows, right eyelid, left eyelid, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, nose, tip of the nose, the right nostril, the left nostril, upper lip, lower lip, chin, jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right chest, left chest, the middle of the chest, navel, abdomen, lower abdomen, whole of the right leg, whole of the left leg, both legs together, the whole right arm, the whole left arm, both arms together, the whole back, the whole front, the whole head, together, legs, arms, back, front, head, together, the whole body together, the whole body together, the whole body together. Begin to develop a homogeneous awareness of the whole body and become aware of the space occupied by the body. Become aware of the body and this space that is occupied by your body. Body and space. Become aware of the whole body and the floor, and the whole body in relation to the floor. And begin to become aware of the meeting points of the body and the floor. These are very subtle physical points between the body and the floor. Feel the meeting points between the back of your head and the floor. The shoulder blades and the elbows, and the back of the hands and the floor, the buttocks and the floor, the calves and the floor, the heels and the floor. Feel all these meeting points simultaneously and evenly, but do not sleep. Switch your attention now to the eyelids. Feel the narrow line of meeting between the upper and lower eyelids. Feel the sharp points where they meet. Intensify your awareness between the eyelids. And now move to the lips. Center your attention on the line between the lips, the space between the lips. From the lips, we go to the breath. Draw your attention to the natural ingoing and outgoing breath. Feel the breath moving along the passage between the navel and the throat. On your inhalation, it rises from the navel to the throat. And on your exhalation, it descends from the throat to the navel. Maintain your awareness of the breath. And at the same time, start to count your breaths backwards as follows. I am breathing in 54. I am breathing out 54. I am breathing in 53. I am breathing out 53. I am breathing in 52. I am breathing out 52, and so on. Count mentally to yourself as you follow the rise and fall of your breath from navel to throat and back again. The breathing is slow and relaxed. Please continue counting. Leave your counting now and come back into your body. Begin to awaken the feeling of heaviness in the body, a feeling of heaviness. Become aware of this heaviness in every single part of the body. You are feeling so heavy that you are sinking into the floor. Now, begin to awaken a feeling of lightness. Awaken a feeling of lightness. A sensation of lightness and weightlessness in all parts of the body. Your body feels so light that it seems to be floating away from the floor. Now begin to awaken the experience of cold. Awaken the experience of a bitter cold in the body. Imagine you are walking on a cold floor in the winter. Your feet feel very cold. You feel cold all over. Begin to awaken the sensation of heat. Awaken the experience of heat. The whole body is hot. The whole body is hot. You feel hot all over. Remember the feeling of heat in the summer when you're out in the sun with no shade. Heat all over the body. Heat all around the body. Now, begin to awaken the experience of pain. Concentrate and try to remember the experience of pain. Any pain you have experienced in your life, mental, physical, remember this feeling of pain. Now, awaken the feeling of pleasure. Any kind of pleasure, physical, mental, emotional. Remember a feeling of pleasure and relive it. Make it vivid and awaken this feeling of pleasure. Check that you are awake. Are you drowsy or sleepy? Make sure that you are not sleeping. Say to yourself, I am awake. Begin to withdraw your mind and concentrate on the space in front of your closed eyes. Imagine before you a transparent screen through which you can see infinite space. A space that extends as far as the eyes can see. Concentrate on this dark space and become aware of any phenomena that manifests within it. Whatever you see is the manifesting state of your mind. Continue your awareness of this space, but do not become involved. Practice a detached awareness only. Begin to imagine yourself in a park in the early morning. The sun has not yet risen in the park. The park is deserted except for yourself. It's a beautiful park, calm and peaceful. You begin to walk across the springy grass. Listen to the birds whistle and call as they welcome in the new day. There are gardens of flowers, roses, yellow, pink, red, purple. Smell their fragrance and see the early morning dewdrops on their petals. Nearby, the rose garden is a fish pond. Goldfish swim in and out amongst the water lilies. Notice their graceful movements. You walk between trees, beautiful trees, bare trees, trees with leaves, wide spreading trees, and tall, stately trees. There is a clearing between the trees, and in the clearing is a small temple with an aura of light around it. Go to the door. It is cool and dim inside. Inside on the walls, there are pictures of great saints. You sit down on the floor, close your eyes, and become still. A sense of deep peace and harmony envelops you as the sounds outside fade into the distance. Continue with this awareness of a meditation inside the temple. Stay there for a while until peace and harmony pervade your spirit. Bring your awareness back to the dark space you see in front of your closed eyes. Watch the darkness that you see before you very carefully with detachment. Rest your mind in this warm and friendly darkness. If any subtle phenomena manifest, colors or patterns, simply take note of these and continue on with your awareness. If any thoughts occur, let them come and then let them go. But continue watching this dark space. Begin to become aware of your breathing. Become aware of your natural breathing. Awareness of breathing, and an awareness of your relaxation. Begin to develop an awareness of your physical existence. Become aware of your arms and legs and your body lying stretched out on the floor. Become aware again of the meeting points between your body and the floor. Develop an awareness of your room, walls, ceiling, noises inside the room, noises outside the room. Take your mind out and become completely external again. Lie quietly for a few breaths and keep your eyes closed. Begin to start to move your body and stretch yourself. Wiggling the fingers and the toes. Maybe rocking the head from side to side. Creating gentle movements. If it feels good, maybe you can twirl the wrists, twirl the ankles. Maybe you bend in the elbows and bend in the knees. Reach the hands up overhead to the floor behind you. And maybe pull everything in back through center. Hugging the knees in towards the chest if it feels good. And when you're ready, and when you're sure that you're awake, you'll gently roll over to one side. Press yourself up like you're moving through honey. Slowly bringing yourself back to a seat. And gently flicker the eyes open if they're not already. Bring the hands to the heart center. We'll all take a breath in community, remembering that we are community, that we're all here together. We all showed up on our mats separately, but together. Even now, we are together. So take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Namaste. The practice is complete. Thank you for being here.